Good night, ladies and gentlemen. I am now live. I'm waiting on DMG to come in to the studio. We'll be talking about black existentialism and exactly what it is, what it is not. He had a debate on Sunday with JJ Mandingo Mali, whatever his name is, right? And I, communicated with him, went to go on what he wanted to do. He said he wanted to do black existentialism. So I said, cool, let's do it. So I'm just waiting for him to come into the studio. So while I'm waiting on him to come into the studio, let me find something to read by the time. Hopefully in the next few minutes he'll be in. Right? I don't know if anyone wants to come in by the time. I'll drop the link in the chat by the time to see if anybody else wants to come in before he gets here. Give me a second. Link is in the chat. The link is in the chat there for anybody who wants to come in. So DMG, when you come in, just let me know that you're in here, so I could put you on the live one time. So I think I'm gonna send it to somebody else to see if they're interested in coming in. Give me 1 second. Just to make sure, let me resend it to DMG to make sure that he has the link. So I'm resending it again to DMG to make sure that he has the link. If anybody's interested in coming in by the time, the link is already in the chat. So you can come in for sure. Alright. Let me do some pre-reading on what black existentialism is. So I could give me 1 second. Let me mute out for 1 second. I'm gonna mute for 1 second. Let me mute this for 1 second, right? I'm back, people. I'm just gonna do a little reading on what black existentialism is before DMG comes in to the studio. Right. So we waiting on DMG to come into the studio. Let me mute out. Hello? Yo, hello? Hello, 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 hello. Good, 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 good. Like my mic went out there for 1 second. So if anybody wants to come in, by the time the link is in the chat. So give me one. Let me go back to Black Existentialism. Waiting on DMG to come in. Black Existentialism is a philosophical framework exploring black identity, freedom, and the search for meaning in a world defined by racism and oppression. It emphasizes the lived experiences of black people, critiquing systems of domination and seeking to affirm black humanity, agency, and resilience in the face of historical and systematic marginalization and dehumanization. Key terms including racialized, alter, alterity, suffering, dignity, and the active struggle for self-definition and liberation. Pheno- Phenomenology of Black experience focuses on the unique lived experiences of Black people under racial subjugation, including themes of suffering, degradation, and struggle. Critique of domination analyzes and challenges the structures and ideologies of white supremacy and European modernity that have sought to erase and dehumanize black individuals and communities. Right, so I am not seeing DMG. I don't know if it's something I did wrong. I don't know what's happening right now. It might be me because I'm not used to this, so I might have done something wrong. Right. It might be me. Hopefully, I didn't do something wrong. Right. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, if anyone who's watching wants to come in, you guys can hit the link and come in by the time, right? So let me continue reading Black Existentialism while we wait. Critique of domination analyzes and challenges the structures and ideologies of white supremacy and European modernity that have sought to erase and dehumanize black individuals and communities. Humanity and agency reassures the inherent humanity and agency of black people, moving beyond societal caricatures to reclaim and redefine identity and existence. Resilience and affirmation highlights the strength, resilience, and effects of black individuals and communities to find meaning, reclaiming their voices, and affirm themselves despite oppressive conditions. Right. So that's a small breakdown of what it is. So we're still waiting. I don't know what's happening right now. Hopefully, it's not something that I did. Hmm. Give me 1 second. Let me mute out and see if I could call it. Hello. I'll turn my mic went out. My mic go out. Hello, 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 hello. Yo. Hello. All right. Hello. Yeah, man. Hello. Yeah, like my mic went on again, man. I don't know what's going on with this microphone, man. Like my mic went on. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to St. Andrew's Corpus and see what they have for us to read while we waiting. Right, I'm going through some of these texts here to see what I could find. Okay, all right. Okay, give me 1 second there, people. I want to talk to GMD for 1 second there. Give me 1 second, right? Because I think I made a boo boo. You hearing me, DMG?
I hear you.
All right, so this is the infamous DMG. Sorry about that, folks. We had some technical problems there. So you can go ahead and talk, DMG, and let the people know what you're going to present. And I'll mute my mic, right? And when you're done, we'll invite people to come in if they have any questions, right?
All right, understood. All right, family. So y'all know who it is. It's your brother, the infamous DMG, okay, aka DMG the poet, aka Brother Pianki. And I'm simply here to do a little introduction for those who aren't familiar, and even for those who are familiar with Black existentialism, aka Africana critical theory. I'm just here to shed a little bit of light on that particular uh, uh, brand of philosophy. As for those who don't know, I have a few videos on the channel where I'm dealing with the Black existentialist perspective of musicians like Gil Scott Heron. I get into his lyrics. For those who don't know who he is, he's the man who made the song "Revolution Will Be Televised." Kind of prophetic when you think about it. But he also had a bunch of other dope poems, dope songs, etc. I got a video on his Black existentialist view. I even get into Black existentialism, and I break down Tupac Shakur's poem, The Rose That Grew from the Concrete. So just things like that. And you can find my channel, Paradigm Shift TV 314. Go subscribe, support your brother. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to share my screen.
Give me a second there, DMG. I just dropped the link to it in the chat. So they can go ahead and like, share, and subscribe, right? So it's in the chat there, right? Just so you know.
Appreciate it. And so yeah, like I said, I'm gonna get ready to share my screen. Matter of fact, let me get into my joint. And how do I go? Oh, forgive me, family. I was just trying to figure out how to go full screen. I see it now. All right, so I can get ready to. Oh, wait a minute. What is this doing? That is crazy. Give me 1 second. This is absolutely nuts. Why is this? Okay, let me get out of this. I don't know what I did to my presentation, but all of a sudden it's animated like you want to turn it into a video instead of a presentation.
Wow.
Don't know why that was, but
it started getting existential on you, man. That's what happened.
Yeah, I'm like, why is it turning into a video? Talking about press play. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what I did. I probably hit some kind of button that turned it into a video for whatever reason. But we're gonna get right into it. Can you see my screen?
Oh, let me go in the back and see. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. So let me mute out, and then you could say what you have to say, right?
All right, and this is the exact same presentation that I did in my debate against JJ 7 Cent over on Sonetta channel. The exact same presentation. So what I'm gonna do, let me go and share my brother channel. Share this video with
You know that was a horrible display on JJ's part, huh?
Bro,
and I wanted to say that, but they wouldn't let me go in. But
I know you did. I know you did, bro. Listen,
that's hard. That was horrible. That was so. I mean, that was horrible.
Like, bro,
exactly.
I don't even know. I really don't even know what his I don't know what his point was, bro.
He was you know what happened? He was arguing the wrong thing. He was arguing existentialism, and it's not the same thing. You
Hold on
guys
for a
have
second, bro. Hold
all
up.
right. Wow, man, that man was giving that man was giving a totally different argument. That man was giving a totally different argument than what my brother was talking about. Brother JJ was going
Hey, man,
off on something
let me
wild.
tell you something, man.
That was crazy. The
So
man
I
put up.
just
The
I
man
just
put
told
up.
you to hold up, right? I just told you to hold up.
Don't tell
The
me you
reason
called.
I told you to hold up, my wife is trying to get my attention. Hey, listen, this is the life of a man when you've been married
Wow.
28 years. Why did my wife say, did you just tell somebody you love them? I was like,
Did you say
I'm
that?
like, no.
Oh, I wonder if I missed that part.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I ain't say nothing like that. Hey, but the fact that she was like, hey, he finna stop whatever he doing and answer this question is what I'm laughing at. I was like, I ain't say nothing. I say, I'm talking to a dude. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Boy, you
that,
lucky or no? You lucky because all I heard, boom, boom, bam, bam, boom, boom. That's
hey,
all I
you hear
heard.
me? Yeah, it was about to be
That's
some consequences and repercussions to that thing, bro.
crazy.
Hey, she was dead serious too.
I
Like, did you
know.
just? I'm like, that is hilarious.
Well, first of all, after 20 years of marriage, you're supposed to know the tone already. I know as soon as she called you, you said something is wrong because you know the tone.
Exactly.
You know the tone.
Exactly.
That's the
Exactly.
honey tone. That's the oh my god, I don't know what I did tone. Starting to get scared.
Yeah, well, she not feeling good, so I was wondering if maybe, she needed me to do something because I
No,
asked
you
her
know the tone. You know the tone. You know the tone already, DMG. I've been married for
exactly. So I'm
this shit gonna
like,
make 21 years, so I know the tone. Once they hit that tone, you done know. Oh my God, something wrong.
exactly. I'm sitting here like that. Don't sound like I don't feel good. That
Yeah,
sound like you didn't messed up.
yeah, we know the tone. We know the tone already, man. We know the tone.
Boy. She just gave me the best laugh I done had in a minute.
All right, so
But let's get into this
yeah,
presentation.
I'm gonna
They
mute out,
gave,
and when you're done, you'll let me know, and then let's see if anybody wants to come in.
I got you. And hey, family, my wife just gave me the time to share the video with as many people as I could. Hopefully, we'll get some more bodies in here. But even if we don't, me and my brother gonna rock out, and we gonna give y'all this information. That being said, let's get into it. So I call this presentation. I call this Freedom Defined, Black Existentialism as the Ultimate Path to Black Liberation. And I think the title speaks for itself, but in the event that it is still unclear, we're going to go ahead and get into this info. So, introduction. Black existentialism began with the pre-colonial and slavery era writings of figures like Frederick Douglass in the 19th century, which explored themes of freedom and self-definition. This was followed by the early to mid 20th century, which saw a more explicit development through thinkers such as W.E.B. Du Bois, Richard Wright, and I'm struggling with that word, but anyway, philosopher Frantz Fanon, who grappled with racial alienation, the existential crisis of Black identity, and the struggle for meaning in an oppressive society. Black existentialism is a philosophy that serves as a living record of our struggle to define ourselves in a world built to erase us. From Frederick Douglass's 19th century reflections on freedom and human dignity through W.E.B. Du Bois' call for self-definition after slavery, to Richard Wright and Ralph Ellison's explorations of alienation, This tradition centers the Black experience as a starting point for understanding existence. Intro continued. Frantz Fanon exposed the psychological toll of racism and colonization, while Stokely Carmichael carried existentialist ideas into the Black Power movement, proving that this framework fuels action as well as thought. Black existentialism shows us that meaning is not handed down by oppressive systems. It is created by us, for us. That is why it stands as the most powerful and relevant ideology for Black people seeking freedom, identity, and self-determination today. Black existentialism, or Africana critical theory, is a school of thought that critiques domination, affirms the empowerment of Black people in the world, although it shares a word with existentialism in that philosophy's concerned with existence and meaning in life. It is predicated on the liberation of all Black people in the world from oppression. It may also be seen as a method which allows one to read works by African-American writers such as W.E.B. Du Bois, James Baldwin, Frantz Fanon, William R. Jones, and Ralph Ellison in an existentialist frame. Lewis Gordon argues that Black existentialism is not only existential philosophy produced by Black philosophers, but it is also a thought that addresses the intersection of problems, the problems of existence in Black contexts. Some definitions. Existentialism is concerned with existence, freedom, choice, and authenticity. Black existentialism is an existential reflection rooted in the anti-Black racism and colonization. It critiques domination and affirms Black agency. Historical context: the transatlantic slave trade, colonialism, and Jim Crow. Black thought resisting oppression, and the need for a philosophy addressing Black being and concern. W.E.B. Du Bois' double consciousness. Here he deals with the internal conflict and fragmented sense of self-experience by African Americans who are forced to see themselves not only through their own eyes, but also through the racist and stereotype lenses of the dominant white society. William R. Jones. Black existentialist philosophy came to the academy in the 1970s in the work of William R. Jones, who argued for a humanistic response to Black suffering through facing the absurd as found in the thought of Albert Camus, and dealing with the contradictions of theological beliefs. Jones drew from existential philosophy to reject non-verifiable claims posed by Black theology. Where history is presented as God trying to liberate Black people, historical evidence, Jones suggests, says otherwise. Instead of relying on God, Black people should take their lives and history into their own hands and build a better future for themselves. This is not to say that Jones took the position that Blacks who believe in God should not love God. His point is that they should not rely on God for the elimination of injustice on earth. His notable work, and everybody should get this book, Is God a White Racist?, where he addresses the issues of Black theology, saying that God allowed this indignity and this suffering and then rescued us from it. Frantz Fanon. Fanon is a central figure in Black existentialism, which applies existential philosophy to the specific condition of Black people under colonialism and racism. Fanon argued that due to colonization, Black individuals are forced to see themselves as objects in the eyes of the white world, a state of alienation and existential deviation where their identity is defined by the dominant culture rather than their own. This results in a psychological burden and a lack of self-definition and a longing for white recognition that ultimately fails to affirm their true humanity as described in his seminal work, Black Faces, White Masks. Ralph Ellison, his novel, Invisible Man, the work explored themes of alienation, absurdity, and the struggle for individual meaning within a society that defines the protagonist's humanity due to his race. Like other existentialist writers, Ellison's protagonist seeks freedom and self-affirmation by confronting oppressive systems and ultimately finding his own identity. William Wright. William Wright integrated existentialist themes into his work by focusing on individual struggle for meaning and freedom within a society that oppresses and alienates the Black experience. Notably, in Native Son and The Outsider, his novels, such as The Man Who Lived Underground, explore alienation, the absurd, and the creation of self through choices made in the face of social constraints, leading to a concept of Black existentialism that highlights the particular challenges and avenues for freedom within Black life. Lewis R. Gordon. Lewis R. Gordon is the leading contemporary scholar of Black existentialism, a philosophical tradition that examines the unique challenges and affirmations of Black people's existence under oppression and dehumanization. Through his writings and work on decolonizing knowledge, Gordon explores how Black people assert agency, create meaning, and affirm life despite the pervasive structures of anti-Blackness and white supremacy. He has also edited key texts in the field, such as Existence in Black, an anthology of Black existential philosophy, and Black existentialism and decolonizing knowledge. Black existentialism does not reject the valuable contributions of Pan-Africanism, the Nation of Islam, or the Moorish Science Temple. Instead, it absorbs their insights, community, pride, political solidarity, spiritual grounding, while avoiding their limitations. By insisting that Black people define themselves, confront oppression, both external and internal, and craft meaning beyond imposed categories, Black existentialism offers the broadest, most adaptable path to true liberation. Other movements. Pan-Africanism often prescribes a shared continental or diasporic identity and a political unity project. The NOI and Moorish Science Temple root identity in specific religious/national narratives, like being the lost tribe of Shabazz or Moorish Americans. These frameworks can inadvertently replace the external label with another. Why Black existentialism wins? It resists all imposed essences, including race, nation, or creed, allowing Black people to define themselves beyond borders or dogma. Core principles: self-definition over fixed identity. Existentialism centers the lived experience of Black people and insists that existence precedes essence. Freedom is created, not inherited. Each person and community defines itself anew, encourages continuous questioning of any authority, political, religious, or cultural sentiment that limits authentic life. Why is it best for Black people? It emphasizes Black humanity in an anti-Black world. Black existentialism, unlike its Eurocentric counterpart, is fundamentally rooted in the struggle against systemic racism and the dehumanization of Black people. It provides a philosophical lens to confront and reclaim Black humanity in the face of a society that has historically denied and distorted it. It emphasizes Black humanity in an anti-Black world. Oh, my bad, that's the same slide. Focusing on Black liberation and empowerment rather than a solidary, individualistic, sorry, y'all, quest for meaning. Black existentialism is predicated on the liberation of all Black people from oppression. It analyzes the collective struggles of Black people across the diaspora and affirms their resilience and agency in creating meaning and resisting marginalization. It addresses double consciousness. Drawing on W.E.B. Du Bois' concept, Black existentialism explores the philosophical or the psychological burden of double consciousness. The internal conflict of seeing oneself both through one's own Black identity and through the lens of a prejudiced white society. This provides a framework for the understanding and resolving of this psychological duality. It values self-definition and authenticity. The ideology emphasizes the importance of Black people defining themselves authentically, rejecting and recoding the negative stereotypes and controlling images imposed by white supremacy. In this way, it fosters a healthy and affirming Black identity. It addresses both external oppression and inner effects. It provides tools and self-definition rather than imposed definitions. Other frameworks that integrate history, culture, psychology, and politics. It helps to recover agency and dignity. In conclusion, and a call to action, Black existentialism / Africana critical theory is not merely theoretical. It's a lived necessity. It encourages Black people to claim voice, identity, and freedom, supports institutions, communities, intellectual work that empowers rather than neutralizes. The call is this: study, teach, create, and resist, and put those things into practice. And these are just some extra thrown in, like, quotes from Baldwin. You got the civil rights movement, Black Panther leaders, examples of Baldwin's activism, Ella Baker's grassroots strategy, and the source for that is James Baldwin. Here are my notes and my references and further reading. You got W.E.B. Du Bois, Souls of Black Folk, Frantz Fanon, Black Skin, White Mask, and The Wretched of the Earth. You got Ralph Ellison, Invisible Man. You got James Baldwin, The Fire Next Time, and No Name in the Street. William R. Jones, Prejudice and Racism. Lewis R. Gordon, Existence in Black, an anthology of Black existential philosophy. Bad Faith and Anti-Black Racism. Black Existentialism and Decolonizing Knowledge. Got secondary sources, Double Consciousness, the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy. You got Philosophy by Naomi Zach, The Good Faith of the Invisible Man, on Ellison and Existentialism. And that is it for me, family. Hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed it. Appreciate you, my brother, for having me, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you for coming. So, everyone, now's the time. You hit the link. Come and talk to my brother. Peace to all of DMG's people in the chat. So now's the time for you to hit the link. If you want to come in, now's the time to hit the link. So, you wanna get into analyzing the debate while we wait for them to hit the link? or no?
Say that one more time, my brother.
I said you want to get into talking about the actual debate, how you prepared, what was the reason for the debate, what led up to the debate.
Yeah, let's do that.
I really wanted to talk about it, so we could talk about that while we give people the time to.
Yeah, no doubt. So, JJ, Chris Harris at the time, and I don't know if he still does or not, but at the time this first started occurring, about maybe 8-9 months ago, maybe. Chris Harris was describing himself as a Black existentialist. As a result, Jeremiah Judah and Mandinka Mali, 7,000, whatever his name is, he got 7,000 names. That brother, because Chris Harris said that's what he represented, that brother went on a quest to try to find out more about it. The issue was the brother literally looked up the wrong philosophy. And so when he found out that I was the one who hipped Chris Harris to Black existentialism, he started to try to goad me into the debate. And at first, I haphazardly accepted the challenge and said, all right, let's do it on Sarnetta, talk to Sarnetta, all of that. That's how I ended up doing my presentation on Black existentialism on Sarnetta channel. Because I thought as the more I talked to JJ, the more I realized he didn't know what he was talking about. And what would be the point of a debate when you're not actually debating what I say I represent? And so I ended up doing a presentation on Sarnetta channel just to get my thoughts on and the information about Black existentialism out without having to do what I ended up doing on Sunday to JJ. So now you fast forward that to me and JJ have a back and forth, and he make this challenge again. And you know, I'm a moody son of a biscuit eating bulldog. So depending on my mood, I'm gonna entertain you.
Hold on, just so you know, you could use bad language, yeah?
Okay, you know, I'm trying to clean it up though, brother. Remember my wife had opened that door up there? I ain't trying to get that door opened again. So I said I was gonna try to clean it up, but you know, sometimes people take me there. But that being said,
I don't want you to get licks in front of the camera. So
yeah. I ain't trying to look in slow motion. Y'all see, you know, what are you doing? Nah, my wife don't abuse me. My wife don't abuse me, but she might throw something at me. But that being said, so depending on my mood, I might entertain you, I might not. And he just so happened to catch me in the mood to embarrass somebody. And I feel like for anybody that watched that debate and seen that he wouldn't address anything I said, and I literally rebutted everything he said. Like he didn't take into account that Black existentialism is a separate philosophy from existentialism at all. Even though it's clear, he never took it into account. So then you look at when he made a claim, I rebutted it. He talked about James Baldwin being a homosexual. My rebut was, yeah, we all know that's the case. But while he was fighting in the civil rights movement, while he was writing Black existentialist work, he never promoted his sexual lifestyle, ever. No one knew for sure. They may have, you know, when they talked to him and seen he was a little sassy, they might have intimated it, but nobody knew for sure. He didn't actually come out and say what his preference was until he moved to Europe. That being said, again, when he says to be a Negro in America and be relatively conscious is to be in an almost constant state of rage, where's the lie? No matter where he put his penis, where's the lie? So I rebutted that as if him being gay somehow nullified the truth he spoke through this Black existentialist lens. That was rebutted. He said Franz Fanon was a soft pop, didn't want no smoke. I proved that this was probably one of the most violent philosophers that you've ever witnessed. So much so that he was called the apostle of violence. But then again, he thought Franz Fanon was a white man. So
I'm gonna be honest, DMG. I heard the name and I thought he might be white too, because I'm not familiar.
Okay, hey, you need to get familiar with him, brother. But I'm not mad at you for not being familiar. At least you acknowledge that you're not familiar. He pretends to be on point with this information. So you making that mistake is excused. You admit you don't know anything. You never heard of the brother. So, but him who espouses to have studied up on this information, for him to think Franz Fanon is a white man shows you he's lying about studying up on this information. He's fronting. He's stuck on existentialism. He can't admit his brain stopped functioning when it comes to keeping these two philosophies separate. When Black existentialism actually critiques existentialism, but he can't, like, I don't know what's going on up there. It's like Swiss cheese. I'm confused with his approach. But again, I was in the mood to teach because I knew it wasn't going to be a debate. He completely ignorant of this information. Shout out to my man Culture hitting the link.
Yeah, Culture, you want to say something? Talk to me.
Peace to the panel. I want to say peace to my big bro DMG. You know, peace to you, Jose. Peace to the listening audience as well. I want to say peace and love to everybody, man. I was very critical and as respectful as I could be in my critique of his opponent's performance that night. I just I looked at it twice. I thought it over. I let it sink. I wanted to do a separate show on it, actually, specifically just myself analyzing it on our debate center, on Paradigm Shift. And what I came to the conclusion of the second time after doing a show last night too, I don't know if he actually read shit. I think he was freestyling. I don't even think it was like I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna say, because it's gonna be hard for me to say that somebody can't understand what they read. More so, they didn't put in effort to try and understand what they're reading. So for me, I think, I'm gonna pop out. I'm gonna just pop in and say this. I just don't think the brother was actually prepared. I think he freestyled and Googled because we have it kind of a polarizing understanding of things in general. At least I know that particular brother does. In his debate style, he believes if it's not this, it has to be that. It doesn't work like that, especially with Black existentialism. When you're trying to treat Black existentialism and collectivism as if they're apples and oranges, when you should treat it as if Black existentialism is a Granny Smith apple and collectivism is still a green apple, but it's a green apple with a little bit of red on it, right? They're all apples. It's not apples and oranges. And when somebody doesn't prepare, like when I go into a meeting I'm in corporate America, right? So when I go into a meeting for work, if I'm going to a serious work meeting and people are talking and then they call on me and I say some redundant shit, what does that show everybody? That shows everybody that I wasn't prepared and I wasn't even listening during the meeting, right? So it's the same thing, right? And in that context, in that setting, that would be looked at as almost disrespectful, because all my other colleagues spent their time putting these reports together to come down and to achieve a particular goal. So in this context, I don't believe the brother prepared. I don't believe he actually read anything about Black existentialism. And he proved that by mentioning authors in such a derogatory way who are some of the best minds to pick up a pen: white, Black, Asian, South American, whatever, some of the best writers to ever pick up pens, and to disrespect them and debase them to that way, especially James Baldwin and Frantz Fanon. James Baldwin, especially him. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Just peace and love to y'all. I'm gonna fall out and I'm gonna just continue to listen and support from the chat,
Thanks,
man.
man. Thanks.
100%, man. Appreciate it, Rock.
Now, you know, I need to be a debate. I need to be a debate manager, you know. I need to
You
set up
say you
some
need to be
debates for
my
you.
debate manager.
Yeah, I need to set up some debates for you, man. I need to get you out there, man. Yeah,
So you thought I did all right, bro?
the one critique I have, DMG, is that I think you should quote more direct sources.
Okay.
You need to quote the sources more directly when you're in debates. It makes it, I mean, the presentation is good, but it makes it look cleaner when you put the sources. Now,
I always had a habit of when I did a presentation, I just put my sources in the back. And I think you're right. When you debating, people want to hear the source right then and there. You know what I mean?
Now, that's probably hypocritical coming from a non-debater, right? Because it took me, I did that. Well, you probably didn't see it, but I had a discussion with a brother called Logic. You probably didn't see it, but it was about the afterlife in ancient Kemet.
Okay.
And the brother told me, he said the afterlife was only initially for the pharaoh, then it was for elites. And I said, well, you can't show me in any text where it says that. And he argued with me, and he chat GPT and Googled everything to try to make his point. But I'm saying, just because you don't see something doesn't mean it's not true. Because I showed him that Ma'at was mentioned during the 5th dynasty. So he was talking about the Old Kingdom, and it was Ma'at was mentioned during the Old Kingdom, but apparently they didn't have the weighing of the heart. And then I said, you can't compare what they call the pyramid text to any other text, because those are about the ruler of the land. So he is not comparable to anyone else in the land. They never weighed his heart. He never went through the weighing of the heart ceremony. He was just like, he was already divine before he died. And they call him by divine epitaph. So he was never weighed. So I was like, you can't make those statements, and you can't use the ruler as a yardstick, because it's not the same thing. He's way above everyone else as far as that is concerned. And and I'm gonna tell you something. I respect debaters, because it took me hella long to put together 7 slides. I actually wrote an abstract and 7 slides, and I almost had a brain bleed. So I respect when I see people put together these presentations.
100%.
I want to get into debating, but I'm a little scared. I don't think I'll make it.
I thought you was coming to debate on my channel, bro.
Debate who about what?
Whatever. Ancient Kemet versus Christianity versus Hebrew Israelism versus whatever the information happens to be. I say we set something up, man. I need a Kemetic brother.
Yeah, but boy, all right. I'm
You can't. Don't let the fear like make you apprehensive, man. You got to get in there. You know what I'm saying?
You hear me stuttering, right? You hear me start stuttering, stammering.
Yeah, I heard you. Go.
The first time you ever hear me do that, so you know for sure.
What's going on, bro? What's going on, bro? The game needs you, man. The game need a good Kemetic scholar, bro.
I'll be honest with you.
People saying the Kemetic movement is dead, man. I need you to resurrect it. Hey, listen, family. The brother had 64 subscribers when we jumped on with him. Let's see if we can get him to 70 or more, at least.
That would be good. That would be good. But you don't find there are better people to take up this than me, who know more than me, who can read the language?
Why would you say that?
Because I think there are people who could probably explain it better than me. I am not a reader of the language.
Well, you explain it the way you decide to explain it, bro.
I don't know. I guess in
And even if they better than you, I don't see them debating much outside of our brother Jabari.
Yeah, but
So
they would be, but they might be better.
bro, you sounding like Bugs Bunny right now. They that's all, folks. Like,
Yeah,
come on, man.
You will get me in trouble, DMG.
No, I'm not trying to get you in trouble. I'm trying to say, come on and put out this comedic information to the Paradigm Shift TV 314 universe, man.
Okay, here's what I'll do. I'll see if I can put together maybe 15 slides with a couple of sources. I'll write an abstract. I'll send it to you. You let me know what you think, and then we could go from there. Because I'm very sure you are well versed in this because you were a practitioner, not so?
Yes, sir. Yes. Well, I wouldn't say a practitioner because I think that gives a more spiritual undertone. I was more of let's say my specialty was comedic mythology or comedic myth.
So
taking that to be able to analogize it to modern times, and I'll give you an example if you want one.
Yeah, but question: Can you actually read Medu Neter?
No, I got about halfway through a basic Medu Neter class, and I was actually going back to school on campus. This was probably 6 years ago now. But yeah, I can only get it was Saber Chimmy, if I'm saying his name right. I can give you a link to his class. It's real affordable and it is very beneficial.
So here's what
I just couldn't get all the way through it.
Here's what I'm gonna tell you to do. Clearly you have more time now. Go back to the brother and continue your Medu Neter studies, brother.
Yeah, I've been thinking about picking it back up just to finish what I started, and the brother is not putting anything on him, just stating facts. He getting older, and I don't know how much longer he's gonna be teaching. So I'm definitely gonna look back into it and pick it back up because I just would like to know and be able to, have a dialogue about what it's actually saying versus what I'm being told it's saying, or whatever the case may be.
Now I'm gonna say this to you. There is no rule that says you can't practice comedic spirituality and be a Christian at the same time, right?
Yeah,
you know that, right?
Well,
now you said it.
It may not be a rule. It may not be a rule on that side. Because when you say comedic spirituality, then that's indicative of some form of religious orientation, for lack of a better word. And so if that's the case, then there's rules on the other side that will prohibit that. However, there is no rule that say I can't study the comedic history, comedic myth, etc., which I still continue to do to this day. And probably I was doing it before I came into this community. As you can see, or if you can see it, my whole right arm is a ode to the comedic experience. So
according to your fellow Christians, you mark up your body and you committed a sin. They could judge you for that.
No, that's for Jewish people, bro. I'm black.
They still could judge you.
No. Hear me out. Any Christian that would say that to me would have to point to a scripture in the Old Testament that points to a prescription that's been given to Jewish people, to Israelites, ancient Israelites at that. That does not pertain to the kid.
Well. You do know. You should. I think you guys should accept the whole Bible and stop saying the Old Testament doesn't.
Yeah. No, I accept the whole Bible, but that don't mean what's written for that particular people at that particular time now applies to me. You can't make me a Jewish person, bro. You trying to make me an Israelite?
Well, unfortunately, the original Christians were the Israelites and the quote unquote Jews.
What that got to do with me?
They wrote the book. They wrote the book.
Yeah,
no, sorry.
I just want you to tell me where it says to believe in Christianity or to believe in Christ, you have to be an Israelite.
Well, I mean, it doesn't say that.
Yeah, because I was about to say if we was on my platform, I would have hit the Jeopardy music for you because you'd have took a long time finding that.
No.
And shout out to my real this my bro, same hood. You know what I mean? Joel Armstead in the chat. Shout out to my sister Michelle Turner. Appreciate y'all coming out.
If they want to come in, you know. They can subscribe to come in and talk, you know.
Subscribe to the brother channel. I want to get him at least 10 more subscribers. We're gonna push this brother to 100 subscribers. Not tonight, but I'm gonna come back over here and rock with him, and we're gonna get her done.
Now, here's what we doing. Here's my initiative for 2025. The anti-bitch ass nigga movement. We doing that for 2025. We all these black creators who saying something respectful and want to do something, we go into the anti-bitch ass movement.
No doubt.
And I'm passing it to you and others. So once you see me do my first presentation to define what bitch ass niggerism is, I'm passing it to you to point out any bitch ass nigga that you want to point out in the community.
No doubt.
I'll go back up. And the only reason I'm saying you is because I don't really do the controversy on my channel.
No doubt.
Some kind of running.
Yeah, hey, bring that smoke to Paradigm Shift, you know, because we're a well-rounded organization. So we can handle it.
I'm just gonna be a cheerleader when the shit hit the fan. I'm just gonna come in and be the guy in the background because I don't really do that on my platform.
No doubt.
But I'm gonna I'm gonna try and kick off this shit because I'm tired of seeing these dudes talking wild crazy and don't know what they're talking about.
I'm gonna tell you another thing we gotta do, bro. Another thing we gotta do is we gotta teach these cats to take an L. Do you know Mumble Mouth Molly is still trying to debate this thing with me?
Listen, I'm sure he did about 5 videos since Sunday. I'm sure he did.
Bro.
I know he did, so you don't have to ask me that. You don't have to. I know he did that. But you notice the question I asked him was, I said, "How do you what do you represent?" And he gave an answer, and I'm like, I wanted to go in on it, but they wouldn't let me. He wouldn't let me. And I hope to God I'd never get that brother to come on my channel.
Hey, if he in some of the spots where I shared it, he don't be surprised if he don't jump over here.
Well, if he come in here, that is it for him because he definitely shouldn't come over here. Because I'm gonna call him out and ask him exactly what it is you practice and show me how you practice and what you say. Because I'm not with that shifty foolishness. I realize when you're in these YouTube streets, you can't be nice to people. Because they now they're starting to aggravate me, DMG. They're really starting to aggravate me. And I think right now I might have to start to do some response videos, which I don't want to do. But they upsetting me and they get me vexed. It's like every time you go into certain places and talk about being black, it's a problem.
Hey,
you're blackologist. You're blackity black. I don't get it.
Let me address some of there was a couple of comments in the chat I wanted to get to. Shout out to the Barbarian Queen. The Bar Reloaded says, do you think the way we are separate now, that Black existentialism will even work when people don't even want to be Black? What you think of that, bro?
I think that's the Andre, and I'm not gonna entertain him on my platform. That is what I think.
No, that's not Leandre.
Oh, it's not Leandre? I thought that was Leandre.
No. That's the Bar Reloaded.
All right, that's a good comment. If you don't want to, because there are a lot of people who don't want to be Black.
Yeah, you know, people want to be Israelites. They want to be Native Americans or Indigenous Americans, whatever you want to call it. They want to be Moorish Americans from Morocco. They want to be the tribe of Shabazz. What do you think about us? Because I think Black existentialism is the cure for that. As friends for 9 states, we have an existential deviation that, as a result of a loss of original language and culture, the Black individual and the Black collective is constantly trying to search for and reestablish its identity. And I think that's why you have these deviations, wanting to be the people in the Bible, wanting to be the Moors, wanting to be the tribe of Shabazz, wanting to be, because that, when you say you want to be the tribe of Shabazz, you want to be Arab.
Who the fuck is Shabazz though?
That's in the Nation of Islam.
That's
So
my question.
I'm just that.
You don't know why, do you?
I don't know and don't want to know, because he ain't got nothing to do with me. That's an Arab situation. The Moors of Morocco. Hey, listen. The shout out to all Indigenous Americans. Hey, I ain't got no problem with you. However, I ain't one of you. I did my DNA. I ain't, you know. Hey, my wife, real life story. My wife, who I've known since I was in the 2nd grade, Airport Elementary School, right here in St. Louis, Missouri.
Is that cute? That's so cute.
Berkeley, Missouri, to be specific. Check it out. She thought for our whole life, they thought that they had Native ancestry. She thought her great-grandfather was part Native. And as it turns out, they don't have any Native ancestry. It is African, due to colonization and the transatlantic slave trade, some speckles of European, no Native.
All right, let me hold on, Robin. Let me address this question. Coffee and Culture said, question
You got to tell me to hold on. I'm already holding on.
all right. Coffee and Culture said, question for the host. What contribution do you feel that ancient Ethiopia or the region it encompasses now influenced Kenya? That's a good question.
Man, shit, go ahead. Yeah, my bad.
A matter of fact, that is where the culture came from. It came from Ethiopia and moved up to Kemet. That is why they call the southern part the upper part and the northern part is the lower part, because it came from Kush, which is modern Ethiopia, through Sudan, which at that time I think was something like, I think it was Lower Nubia or something like that. And then, was it something like that? I'm not sure, but.
Well, what happens is we know Anthony Browder did a shout out to Anthony Browder. He did an excavation in one of these tombs that they uncovered when they were excavating for the Aswan Dam, and they found the Kustal incense burner. They found all these different tombs that were said to be dated between like 1,500 and 2,000 years before Norma would have made his conquest. And you have the same iconography that we would come to know as Haru, Asar, Aset.
Yeah, exactly.
They had that same iconography in what was known as Kush or Nubia, etc. So
yeah, that's where it came from.
that led people like Bruce Williams at the Oriental Institute of Chicago, Emily
Yeah.
Teeter at the Oriental Institute of Chicago, Kenneth Steele at the Oriental Institute of Chicago, to surmise that Kush has the oldest monarchy in human history. So, I mean, take that
Yeah,
for what you
well,
will.
that's Nubia.
Still
Yeah,
got some people who gonna
yeah, that's
say, "Nah, that ain't it,"
yeah,
but
that's
take it for what you will.
yeah, that's yeah, that's
Go ahead,
Nubia.
Robert. Go ahead,
But
Robert.
at
Go
the
ahead, Robert.
same
I know you
time,
want to talk.
yeah, that's Nubia. Yeah, he's right. You know what I'm saying? But that's Nubia, not Kush. You know what I'm saying? And that's on the borders of Sudan. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's you know, what I mean, his point is still very much validated because I mean, we just got the experts. You know what I mean? At this point, you know what I mean? That's completely complicit and verifying that which he's asserting, you know what I'm saying, and making a notion of, you know what I mean, that the fact of all of these cultures were connected all through the Nile Valley, and you know we have to resort or resort to primary archaeologists and academic scholars and Egyptologists who are on the ground. You know what I'm saying? At this point, we talk about Anthony T. Browder along with other scholars such as Christopher Eric, who who have concluded without an irrefutable, you know what I'm saying, without an irrefutable doubt that Tanetur, which is Egyptian or Kemet, Comation terminology, which means the land of the gods. This is Punt, modern day Punt, which is the Horn of Africa. I did an entire presentation on it, which encompasses Ethiopia. And so this is why you can see various tribes just through a scientific, when people want to determine or attribute now to what you call a scientific process, uh, being observation is the number one, is the first mechanism that you will utilize in a scientific process is observation, having the ability to see and observe. While you have tribes such as the tribe of Hammer, such as the tribe of Karo, which embody the Nile River, who are attributed to the Ethiopian ethnic groups, and many would call the Omo Valley,
But
that you would talk
Robert,
about.
Robert, you need to come on the show and
I'm on the
rehash that.
show.
And no, but listen to me.
Nah, you need to come do a show.
You need to. That's what I mean to say. You need
Nah,
to come on
hey,
and
yo,
do the show.
Domo holding that shit down, God. You don't even need me. Domo just killed the whole King Domo just killed the whole scene, man. You don't need me. I'm just only his backup. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, Domo. Hey, that's why I came on. I came on to give you, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, your props, your recognition. This
Thank you.
presentation was phenomenal, and I'm glad Joy, you know what I'm saying, King Joy put this on his channel. But Domo, this was one of the best presentations I've seen in a long time.
It
And
was DMG you talking to, right?
what? What'd you say, Joy?
You just call him Domo as DMG, you know.
Yeah, it's Domo. That's the same guy.
Nah, me and Domo not the same guy, bro.
I know I'm not saying
Oh shit! What?
That's
Really?
what
Oh,
I
what the
said.
fuck?
Domo,
And
that's
you
my
say
little
you
bro though.
confident
That's my little brother though.
Damn, man, y'all boys sound so much alike. I thought y'all was the same person.
No.
Hey,
Man,
he from Missouri too.
what the fuck? Hey, boy, you
But
sound
I'm from St. Louis. He from KC.
damn, man. Yo, hey, yo, Joy, my apologies, DMG. Y'all
Oh,
sound so much alike.
you
I
good,
thought
bro.
y'all was the same person.
That's what I'm saying,
That's
because I heard him.
crazy.
Domo's a
Yeah, yeah,
political.
yeah. Okay,
Domo's a
yeah,
political
well,
guy.
my apologies.
Domo does politics.
But I'm actually thinking I'm talking about DMG though. That's what's crazy about it at the same time. Not trying to be politically correct or whatever. But I actually think I'm talking about DMG at the same time. I kind of got my my brother's you know what I'm saying? I kind of got my the wrong impression on my brothers, or however the whatever how you want to characterize it. But I got the wrong guy. You know what I'm saying? But DMG, that's exactly who I'm talking about. It's DMG. For some reason, I thought that was the same guy as Domo. I'm tripping. But
It's all good, bro.
yeah, bro, I fucked up. My apologies. But DMT, that's exactly who I'm talking about. I don't know why I thought the D stood for Domo. I'm tripping. But man, DMT, man, God, I know exactly who you are. You've been on Sinetta a bunch of times. You know what I'm saying? You've been on the House of Conscience a lot. You know what I'm saying? I seen you everywhere. So I know exactly who you are. I don't know why I thought, you know what I'm saying, that was Domo. But
Hey, it's a
man,
common mistake, bro. Ain't no
yeah,
big
yeah,
deal.
that's it's DMT, man. Yeah, that's the God. Joe, this presentation was astronomical. This it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. You know what I'm
I
saying? And
appreciate it,
man, you
man.
did a wonderful job, man. This was adequate. This was efficiently and superior. It was done in a superior fashion. You know what I'm saying? This was, man, this was just marvelous. You know what I'm saying? I'm so glad to have bear witness to this. You know what I'm saying? I could tell that you put your time and effort, you know what I'm saying, and attention into this project. And like I said, you know, reverting back to, you know what I mean, to to what DMG is saying, you know, bottom line is, you know, you got a rich history within the Nile Valley, and you cannot get around that no matter what you do. And we have multiple scholars such as Christopher Aries, such as, you know what I'm saying, so like most first and foremost, you got Anthony T. Browder, you know what I'm saying, you got Christopher Aries, you got Charles Bonnet, who all are in agreement with DMT. And so, you know, that's just a fact, you know what I'm saying? And I have, you know, this is well known, you know what I mean? Because you're dealing with the Horn of Africa, you're dealing with Titan. All in all, see, I like to deal with bottom lines and common denominators and foundations and basics. So I'm saying when you get down to the foundation of Kemet, you got to deal with Titan because the question will become, why in the hell would they refer to the Horn of Africa as the land of the gods? This is modern day Pope. This is Tanetcher. We're talking about the Horn of Africa, which encompasses Ethiopia. This is where the culture stems from. So, uh, you know, at this point, and y'all seeing how I'm seeing that the narrative and the mind, y'all seeing like how I'm seeing all over social media. How pathetic do these motherfuckers look, man, trying to promote some shit that ain't black Africa, that ain't black Africans. Man, they getting killed by everybody. People
Robert,
that we, man, this shit, because, like, okay, for example, and I'm going to yield
Robert,
the
Robert,
floor.
Robert, Robert.
Yeah,
Hold on a
first,
second.
I'm going to yield the floor. I'm going to yield the floor. I'm going to yield the floor right quick.
Hold
I'm
on
going
a
to say
second.
this and yield the floor. Give me
Okay.
1 second, Joy. Let me say this and yield the floor. All over social media and everywhere else, we are seeing how, let's say you want to comment and you want to get into it and you want to cut somebody's head off when it's dealing with Black Egypt and Black Africa, and you have already seen that your brothers and sisters that already cut the head off.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you another scholar too, brother, because this the funny thing about him. Dr. Salim Farji, who is a
Yeah,
Christian,
Salim Farji.
Wow. Okay,
and
I
he
ain't
and he
familiar with
and
him.
he a Christian, and he get into not only do he get into the Nile Valley, Kemet, uh, Kush or Nubia, uh, he get into what he think could have been a possible migration west.
It
So
was though. They came from west to northeast though. From what I'm seeing, because I mean, like I said, I did a presentation where it was showing how the pyramids were built from Nigeria. I mean, this is not my work. This is Dr. Fekri Hassan.
well,
This
well
ain't about.
and it's more pyramids in Kush than it is in Egypt or Kemet.
Yeah, King. Yeah, DMG. And you was DMG. I knew exactly who you were. D. This is not my work. This is Dr. Fakri Hassan, who asserts that there are older pyramids coming from Nigeria and from the southern portion of Africa, from uh, you know, from Sudan and etc. But he is saying this is a scholar who's a PhD archaeologist, anthropologist, who is stating that these structures are well old, like they are much older than the structures in Kemet, much
And
older,
they
and
and
that he
they
sees a pattern coming
they
from
just
Nigeria.
as durable as the ones in Kemet as well, for the most part.
He called them the predecessors. That was the exact terminology that he utilized. He said that these no, my fault. He called them precursors. He said that they were precursors to the structures in Egypt, but they began in Nigeria.
Well,
So
I'll tell you this, brother, for because if just in case you're not aware, my Kemetic name or my sacred African name or my sacred name, whatever you want to categorize it as, is Pianki, right? I ain't gonna get into the
okay,
rest of it,
yeah, no
but
doubt, true indeed.
but one thing you would know about the historical Pianki is that his father. Everybody think he started the conquest of Kemet that led to the 25th dynasty. It was actually his father, Kashta.
Okay,
And
true indeed.
when and you can look this up. You probably already aware. When Kashta
Okay,
talked about his conquest of Kemet, he actually said we are going back to reclaim our sister nation. He did a
indeed.
purification ritual to make sure he was worthy of that conquest. That's how sacred it was to them in Kush or Nubia to reclaim their sister nation back into the fold. And so if they knew that history, I feel like everybody else knew that history. You
But
know
See,
what I'm
King,
saying?
but
that
DMG,
indeed, and you're 100% right. And I'm gonna say this, and I don't mean to cut Joey off, but I promise you, King. See what happened was when they flooded the Aswan Dam. And see, I'm writing a book. It's a fantasy novel, but I have a fantasy novel in mind that I'm writing between the three kingdoms of Kush, Nubia, and Kemet. And see, Nubia is acting as if you're Nubia is stuck in the middle. So see, you got information and you got culture, and you got all type of determining factors coming in, as far as culture is concerned, coming in from the south and from the north. It's acting as a bridge. And so when they flooded the Aswan Dam, we lost a lot of keys, because when you're dealing with Kush, you're getting older. You're getting into an older civilization and you get into an older culture. So they dealt with a lot of oral tradition. Then when you get to Nubia, it's more advanced. And then when you get to the Kemet, it's even more advanced because it's coming from the south. And so, it's just a beautiful thing to hear you say that, because, I know without a shadow of a doubt, doing these studies, that the further you go south, as Dr. Christopher Harris said, is, because he literally stated verbatim that the ethnic origin of ancient Egyptians lie in areas south of Egypt.
Yeah,
He
and
didn't, he didn't, yeah, he
I
didn't
think
say
everybody
South Egypt. He didn't say South Egypt. He
right.
said south of Egypt.
Right. And
Indeed.
that everybody seem to ignore that of in that statement. But I think like this stuff is just common knowledge though, as far as what we talking about.
Yeah, indeed.
And people still will deny it, but it's not like it's like I say, we talking about the University of Chicago.
Yeah.
DMG, DMG, you do know that while I love my brother Robert, he will continue to vigorously talk about this topic.
That's what's up. That's
And I
what's up.
love my brother. He knows I love my brother. That's why I say he needs to come on and do his own presentation so he can have whatever time you can come on anytime, Robert.
Yeah, I agree.
Own
I need
presentation.
to get the link to my channel in the chat so the brother can go over and subscribe if he ain't already.
I didn't put it in
Yeah, I
there.
got something. Yeah, put that in
I
the
think I
chat,
put it
King.
in
I'm
there.
subscribed.
I put it
But
in
I
there.
got
It's somewhere
something
in there.
cooking, man. I'm gonna tell you what I got something cooking, and I'm doing some extensive research. And I mean, this is just right hand to the ancestors, right hand to the black god and black goddess. I'm telling you, I'm doing some extensive research, and I'm trying to go into the African origin. Well, I'm trying to go into the African. How can I characterize that? I'm trying to go into the state of Africa before colonization and before before Christianity and before Islam. That's the presentation that I'm working on, and I'm trying to go into
Hey, that's
well,
gonna be a dope presentation. Like you talking about all
yeah,
over Africa or just particular
yeah.
areas?
I'm all over, King, from the west to the south to the east to the north. I want
Yeah,
to talk,
so
and I'm doing everything I can to get all the information I can to
yeah,
talk
'cause
about Africa.
listen,
Yeah, before Christianity and before Islam.
like
I
the
want to know,
Zulu, if you
yeah,
ever
what was
got into
going
like
on.
Zulu myth and the way they feel the world came about, and then you look at the Dogon
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
The Yoruba traditions,
Yeah. True.
it get heavy. So yeah, hey, let me know when you drop that, bro. I'm gonna be on that. I might see if I can get you on my joint to present.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
chime in. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be a one man band. You know what I'm saying? Me, you, and Joy can congregate. You know what I'm saying? The fellowship on this presentation because I'm trying to find everything I can, and I just want to instill in my people. You know what I mean? A sense of pride. You know what I mean? You know that they should have. You know what I mean? And that's very much needed. You know, dealing with Africa before it saw a damn Arab or a Christian. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what I'm seeing is marvelous wonders. Like, I don't know if any of you are subscribed to this channel. It's called Home Team History.
Oh yeah, that brother got that's a powerful channel right there. That's a
Yeah, that's a
powerful
powerful
channel.
dude. Yeah. So I was listening, and what's crazy is I started thinking of this project about 7 days ago. But looking at his channel today, 11 days ago, he was already ahead of the curve. 11 days ago, he was already talking about the structures of Africa and how of the Songhai Empire and how some nigga from Europe, you know what I'm saying, some European or whatever, you know what I mean, well, however you want to classify himself. He came and over and he saw, that these structures resemble Gothic structures. He saw that they resembled Italian
Hey, hey bro,
theaters.
not to cut you off, but
Yeah.
Jose just put my link in the chat. Make sure you click on
Okay.
it and subscribe
Yeah.
to the joint.
Let me
Right.
check that DMG, man. Where the fuck DMG been at, man? We been looking for DMG, man. I swear to God, I know that voice, man. For some reason, I got it mixed up with Domo, but I swear to God, I was like, who is that guy talking? I know that dude. I know that guy, and that's DMG. You know what I'm saying? That's the God DMG, man. And man, I'm so happy. You know what I'm saying to have you. You know what I'm saying because I can't remember. You know, I don't want to get off track, but I think Domo. You know what I'm saying, that might not even be an affiliate of Black Egypt. If I'm correct, you know what I'm saying. One of these guys.
I think Domo more concerned with what we dealing with in the here and now from a political standpoint. You know, they call Domo a
Yeah,
political plug.
Yeah, I think that's him. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, I don't know why, how the fuck I got confused, but
But hey,
DMG,
Jose,
yeah, and Company,
I
yeah,
gotta get ready to tap out.
I know, I know. I was just getting ready to say that. So, thanks for your
yeah,
time. Thanks for the support, my brother. We're doing a big
Yes,
time
sir.
Trigger Tour 2025. I'm gonna kick it off, right? I'm
No
passing it to you.
doubt. And
All right.
look, I think we right now it looked like you up to 72 subscribers. Let me see.
yeah, yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
even
yeah.
check. I didn't even know.
Yeah, Domo, yeah, he not of Black Egypt, man. He be opposing Black Egypt.
Yeah,
That's not DMG at all.
72
Thanks.
subscribers, bro. So
I appreciate
hopefully
that.
we can get you up to 75 real soon, and we're gonna push it to 100, man.
All
Yeah,
right,
he
so
was
I'm
the
gonna.
one that was a moderator on Sarnetta's channel.
Right. That's exactly
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
Domo.
All
That's
right.
Domo.
that's him. That was like a tech guy over there. So he was like a moderator over there on site. Yeah,
So
that ain't
guys,
who I. Yeah, I don't fuck with him. Yeah, I fuck with
Uh,
DMG.
so
Yeah,
Robert, I'm gonna invite you
yeah.
back.
What up?
I'm gonna invite you
What?
back.
I,
I'm gonna message you and I'm gonna invite you back to do a presentation. DMG wife is not feeling well, so
all right.
I'm gonna let the brother
Okay.
tap out. I'm gonna end the stream here. Thank you for your contribution, Robert.
Yeah, but
Thank you so much, DMG.
great presentation, DMG, man, for sure. Yeah, that was awesome.
appreciate it, bro.
All right, so I'm
Yeah,
out, my
100,
brother.
man. That's beautiful. Yeah, hell yeah. Okay,
Peace
yeah,
and
bless you.
all right,
All right, I'm going. Love, love.
all right.
Yeah.
Peace and blessings. So one set. So and here is my new catchphrase for 2025. That brother don't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
Running with
Hey, that
2025.
hey, you just perfectly encompassed what people who have common sense thought as my debate with JJ progressed. Say that one more time for me.
That brother don't know nothing about that.
That's it. Hey, I'm gonna have to go back and make this a soundbite on the channel because that was exactly the sentiment again when as the debate unfolded with JJ, and I realized like I don't think people caught the man ain't had no slides.
None.
He was going off the dome, and he would pull up an article here and an article there, but he ain't even had no presentation.
But he wasn't even reading the article.
Wouldn't read like, bro, I ain't never seen
No shit like that before.
like that was the worst display I've ever seen of somebody calling themselves trying to have a debate or a dialogue where we supposed to show information.
Let me say it one more time. That brother don't know nothing about that. And that is my tagline for 2025. I'm standing that, and I'm running with that. I'm gonna make
that is. Hey, I'm gonna be playing that. Hey, bro, I'm gonna be playing that on my channel. I'm telling you, I'm making that a soundbite.
You need to, but what you need to do, put that on a T-shirt, put that on a hat, and put that, and that's your merchandise. That is DMG first merchandise. That brother don't know nothing about that. And we put Paradigm Shift logo on the back of it.
There you go. There you go. I actually got some merchandise. I just got to relink it to the channel. So if you think I ain't gonna make that shirt, hey, I'm making that shirt, bro. So that brother don't know nothing about that. I'm making that. But hey, family, I appreciate y'all coming over, man. I appreciate y'all subscribing to the brother channel.
Thanks,
been an honor for me to come over here, rock with my brother. The brother been supporting either from afar or directly, and I appreciate it, and I'm here to do the same. So salute to you, bro.
All right. Peace out, man. Later.
Peace.